Good afternoon, everybody. It's Ken Couper, Mayor of Whangarei, speaking in the Civic Centre here in Whangarei. We felt that as a group of people who have been responding to the civil emergency in the northeast of the Whangarei district, that we should have a joint communication with our people. Today, of course, and we have just heard the news that the situation in Tauranga has taken a turn for the worse, and we would first like to start by sending our aroha to those people who are down there and acknowledging the severity of the situation and the absolute tragedy of it all. Today, we have had the Prime Minister and the Minister of Civil Defence, Mark Mitchell, up here. We have talked about some of the challenges that we are facing as we are now on day 7 of this emergency, and the fact that we have a recovery period that will need some extended time to work through, and some extra resources that we will be asking for help from the government for. The situation is that we have one road access into our affected area, and we showed the Prime Minister that, so he is well aware of some of the challenges that we are facing as a district, and also of the large slip on the Helena Bay Hill. For further detail, I will pass on over to Victoria Harwood, our Controller, and she will give you a more detailed update. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So I'm Victoria Harwood, the Civil Defence Controller on duty for this event. Just wanted to explain some of the priorities of this response that we have at the moment. So we've got some New Zealand response teams out on the ground today in the Whangarei area. We have them visiting Whangarei in the area to support people on undertaking needs assessments. This feedback will come through to Civil Defence Emergency Operations Centre, where we will understand what the needs are in the community further and be able to provide the support that's required. We understand there's approximately 800 properties in the area of concern, and so the NZRT teams will be working over the next few days in those areas to be able to provide information back to us. We also have our building inspectors out in the same area. They've undertaken around 19 inspections up to yesterday. This was hampered a little bit through the week due to the weather, but they're out again today, and out of the 19 inspections that we've undertaken, we have 5 properties that have a yellow placard on them. This means that there is only partial use of those residences, and they all have individual conditions attached to them. And we also have 3 red placarded homes, which means those people are not able to return. We also have our geotech teams out, and they'll be assessing the slips in the area to ensure that the hazard and the level of hazard, and that those people who live near the slips will be able to return to their homes as soon as possible. Another priority is to preserve the integrity of the detour. The detour route that we have at Kaikanui Road, which is the only main access now into Whangarei South. It's important that we preserve the integrity of that road, because it's our lifeline into that community at this stage. We also want to remind the community about some of our public information messaging, to conserve water, to boil water as it might be contaminated. There's no swimming at the moment and no seafood collection until we can confirm that the area is safe again from testing. We do understand it's a complex and distressing situation. We want people to keep up to date with the latest information by keeping in touch with the council and other websites and social media online, where we'll be able to release the most up-to-date information for people. We also want to encourage people to contact the council or to visit their local marae in the area if they require support. It's a priority for us to continue to work with Ngātiwai iwi, our partners in this, and I'm going to hand over to my colleague from Ngātiwai, Rōpata Diamond.
Matua tama wairu a tapu me ngāna hera pono me te māngai ai. Tuatahi ake e whakaro nui atu ana Ki ngā whakawhiu ngā tāwhiri mātia ko pākirunga ki te maunga, tapu a maunga nui, o tira ki ngā itua, ki ngā mate. Ko e nei, ko huanga o te ākaurua o Ngātiwai, e tangi kino atu ana ki ngā mate o te wā, koutou ko whetūrangi te eiro te ngā pō. Ko pāngia atu rā i tēnei parekura nui, tēnei te tangi atu, tēnei te tangi atu, tēnei te tangi atu. O tira ia, tātou te hunga o rea pai nei e hui mai nei tēnā kia ora hui mai rā tātou katoa. I'd like to take this opportunity as one of the leads of the on the ground response team for our whānau and whangaruru to acknowledge our marae, our kāinga, our hapu and our communities who have come together since Sunday morning and have been standing together to support one another throughout this week. To acknowledge our relationships that we have with our council territories, the Far North District Council, Whangarei District Council and the Northland Regional Council, our Civil Defence team and NEMA, e mihi atu ana rā kia koutou. This takes and this requires a collective effort and acknowledging our teams on the ground, doing the mahi, manaki, our whānau, te hunga, kāinga kore, our whānau who are unfortunate at this time and who have lost their homes in the last few days. I want to acknowledge those of our whānau at the marae that continue to manaki and cook for them and offer that refuge and shelter to our people. That will stand up for as long as required, and our people will ensure that we mahi tahi with our local agencies and services to ensure that our people get the manaki that they need. I want to acknowledge those of our whānau who are medically dependent and require the medical care, and to our iwi health arms that have all pulled together, kia ora Ngātiwai, Ngāti Hine Health Trust, to mahi tahi and provide those medical needs to our whānau that are still stranded out there in whangaruru. But without the required collective effort, we wouldn't be able to achieve what we have to date. We are fortunate here in whangaruru that we didn't have any fatalities, and so our hearts and our thoughts and our whakaaro are with our whānau in Tauranga moana at this time. Engari koe au e mihi atu ana mai a mātou te ākaurua o Ngātiwai, ngā hapu, ngā kāinga, huri atu huri mai, te uri o hiki hiki tēnei e mihi atu ana kia koutou, kia ora tātou katoa.
Tēnā koutou katoa e whakarongo mai nei ki enei kōrero, e hara ko hau nahe, engari ko mātou katoa, e tū pokowhiwhi ana ki te pokowhiwhi, nā reira tēnā koutou katoa. My name is Pita Tipene. While I'm here as the chairman of the Northland Regional Council, we are all here together as a team, as local government, as whānau, hapu, iwi, and all of those who are doing our best to respond to the circumstances that have fallen across communities across Northland. In this particular case, this morning we went out to the Moko Marae. We spent time with the people of Te Uri o Hiki Hiki, Ngātiwai, and while we understand that we went to one place, we know that the severe weather has affected communities across Ngātiwai and the eastern seaboard. So we acknowledge you all. We went there with the Prime Minister, with the Minister, Mark Mitchell, with our local MPs, Grant McCallum, Shane Reti, and others, because we wanted to hear, see, and feel the damage that is out there, but importantly, feel the pain that our whānau are feeling right now. So our collective responsibility and duty is to be with our communities and to do our utmost to understand that devastation and therefore respond. Kei konei, mātou katoa, e rongo atu ana I ngā kau e kakati ana ki tēnā mea te taimahatanga, taino atu ki ngā mate I roto o Tauranga moana, kei konei ke mātou ki te tautoko. Kia ora koutou.